Harry and Meghan, a right royal farce? Welcome to Mark and Pete. Now here's a thought.
Going spare, a right royal rift. If you cannot spare your feelings, and are angry with lots to spare, or won't even spare your blushes, and you have time to spare, or think you are a spare part, and going spare without care, or spare no respectful effort, and can spare no expense, just spare the nation and go spare elsewhere.
Yes, I think so.
Well, it seems that the Harry and Meghan documentary series is a great hit, according to Netflix. Well, as we all know, this saga runs on. It doesn't end there because there is more to come. Yes, there is a book as well on the way, which is called Spare. Well, due to be published in 2023, we certainly feel that there is more that perhaps on the front of substance that hopefully we can see coming from Harry and Meghan. The reason being is that there have been mixed reviews. Whilst the ratings have been very high, perhaps many people would say, what's all the fuss and blunder?
Yes.
Now, Clergyman Pete, I ask you, irrespective of what has been divulged so far, I want to know, has it really been more of a case that even though Harry and Meghan have decided to, in theory, step back from royal duty and go into private in the most public way, have they simply just sold their souls?
Well, business and Mark, I think they've made, in a way, a business decision in that they have decided to make money out of the situation that they find themselves in. But what is the situation they found themselves in? Well, for Meghan particularly, she found herself being part of a family which made her ridiculously wealthy. In return, though, she was expected to fulfill certain duties that part of what she was marrying into, if you like. Of course, there was an option to opt out completely. A third option, which is what they've gone for, is to try and retain the titles, to do pretty much none of the work that's expected for it and for the money that comes with it, and to tell tales on the people of the family of her husband. And so what you find is that a tale of betrayal and disloyalty. It seems, at least at the outset. We can talk about the content of what they've been saying in their latest series and what's likely to be in the book coming up. But just on the face of it, it seems a tale of betrayal by Meghan and Harry of the royal family. So yeah, I think selling their souls, just looking at it, from on its face, does seem to be what they've been doing. They've sold their souls for filthy lucre, and maybe they're heading to hell. Who knows whether you get sent to hell for Netflix series? I don't know. Maybe you should. I don't know. But it does seem that's it. It seems to have been complete lack of any sort of integrity.
Well, I think this is the problem. If I take it from my perspective, from a commercial point of view, it's great. We know that allegedly there are hundreds of millions of dollars at stake around this whole affair, and not just incidentally on the Netflix documentary series. As we've alluded to, there is many more other things from books and other things that to come. But I do think here, though, that there is a terrible situation that Meghan and Harry have got themselves into. We know that from one of the big interviews that took place, which was the Oprah Winfrey interview, which was very controversial because there was lots of accusations of racism and things like that. But what I think here is this contradiction of wanting to be private, not be in the media lens, and yet actually doing the complete opposite. And so they've got themselves in this ignominious position. Where do they go back? How do they go back? How can they retract this situation? They've now signed themselves up to all of these publishing and media contracts. They need to have substance. So at some point, they're going to burn out. And the question is, where do they go from here? And I do feel that this is a sad situation, irrespective of who's right, who's wrong. Everybody has personal lives and issues, but you don't necessarily wash your dirty laundry into the public, even if you are given millions of dollars to do so.
Mm.
It's actually a different situation to, say, somebody who might be in the media spotlight on a regular basis, who is an actor, actress, pop star, or other. Not that that actually condones the scrutiny and the rogue type of media news that comes with that. But Harry is from the royal family, and what I think he should be aware of is the damage that not only is he doing to his family members, but to a whole nation. And also the perception of a nation around the world. Does he care? I suspect not, because we've already seen that these, as we say, selling your soul to the devil, this may be one of the routes that he's chosen. I wonder whether he has been misguided. And that's the thing that now I worry for him as an individual, and how he can ever build bridges back with his family. Now we know, Clergyman Pete, and I'm sort of going to ask you the big question, that one of the big rifts is with his brother. How does Harry now get back into a way of parity, or some way in which he can be accepted back with his family, not necessarily on royal duty, but with credibility?
I mean, it's very difficult because of the content of what they've been saying. I don't know exactly what's in the book; it's not out yet. But this is the latest in some video releases on their story, the Harry and Meghan story. And this series, first 3 episodes, are already out as we record this, and the content is quite damning on what Harry has allowed. It seems in the content of this that we have a framing of shots and choice of attire. We have Meghan portrayed as the new Diana, of course, William and Harry's mother, who was tragically killed being chased by paparazzi going through a tunnel in France. And this use of the iconography of his mother is not going to sit well with William. I think
I agree.
If it was a problem before his siding with Meghan against the family, I can't see it. It's going to be very difficult to bridge that gap now. And if you look at the content of the show, I mean, the main problem with the show that seems to be highlighted in the reviews I've been looking through, both by critics and viewers, is that it's just very, very boring. In the Wall Street Journal, the reviewer there, John Anderson, says a viewer really has to be on board the royal soap opera bus not to be bored out of one's mind by Harry and Meghan. And he says, not that anyone in it rides a bus. A funny line, but the main point is, though, that I think that Meghan herself doesn't have that point of connection to the viewer. She seems false. It seems that Harry's taken along and he's fooled by her, but most viewers are not. And so Harry's in that difficult position of being married to a woman who he loves the woman, but other people are learning to hate her, and big time, by this series. I mean, the reviews are pretty damning. On Rotten Tomatoes, the biggest aggregate review site, 12% of the audience liked it. 12%. That's very, very low.
Yes.
And if you get under 50%, you're a complete disaster. You would normally say 12% is, not quite unheard of, but really, really low. And critics, only 46% liked it. So this is a big disaster. And it's not getting across any sort of credibility to the public. And he's used the memory of his mother as a way to try and gain this credibility. So all in all, I don't see a way back, at least emotionally, for him to get back with William. I guess there may be a way for him to step away from it, but that's a different matter. I don't think he's getting back in. Not getting back in.
I agree. And when you think about the man who had that military background and some of the causes, the worthy causes that you typically tend to sort of associate with individuals from the royal family and other stakeholders, you think that all of that good work has gone, because I mentioned about linking the relationships with his family. But what about the British people? or for anyone else for that matter. The Commonwealth. He is and was an active member of the royal family, no longer as active. But the point here is that he really has, in my opinion, alienated far too many people. It doesn't matter what the percentage is. He's just alienated people with this route. And I'm sure there must have been a better way to be able to come to some kind of arrangement, irrespective of any rifts that may have happened internally with their family. I just think that there was sort of a close out. I think that what I would guide here, and I'm understanding from the publishing world, from a business perspective, that leading into the sad demise of Queen Elizabeth II, that the publishers had to make some rewrites, and that I think could be good in one way, in the sense I'm hoping that some of the revelations are diluted, meaning not to cause more damage than is necessary. But I also recognize that what he's done, he's committed, he's got money up front, he's really going to have to see this through. It would be very interesting, folks, won't it? What would everybody want to see in that book or not see? And that's what we're going to have to wait and see in the new year.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm thinking that really there was another way to handle this, and that is to go into private life. You plenty of money, enough money to live on. Go and set up a small business, go and run a farm, go and do something that you enjoy, Harry, and don't be bossed around by your wife.
Yeah,
I think
take up a worthy cause again.
Yeah,
Harry.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think that a marriage should be a partnership. So I'm not saying that he should boss her around either. What I'm saying is don't be bossed around because she is leading you, or rather pushing you astray. But let us know what you think. Get in touch with us, markandpete.com. Make sure you subscribed, and you can leave a comment on this and every episode. But that's it from Mark and myself. Catch you next time. Bye for now.